Hello students, welcome back to the English class. Today I will continue the explanation of the chapter Deep Water by William Douglas. To refresh your mind, let me tell you that to overcome his fear of water, William Douglas decided to get an instructor. The instructor taught him 5 days a week, an hour each day. He taught him in a very systematic manner, and piece by piece he made Douglas a good swimmer. One day the instructor told Douglas that he could swim. Douglas swam the length of the pool and the instructor was finished. Now we will start from here on page number 28, second last para. But I was not finished. I still wondered if I would be terror-stricken when I was alone in the pool. The instructor was finished. The instructor was gone. But Douglas says that he was not finished. Why he was not finished? Because he still wondered. Wonder means ask oneself question. He asked himself, he wondered whether he would still be terror-stricken, full of terror, affected by terror, when he was alone in the pool. The instructor was finished, but William Douglas was not finished because he wondered if he would be affected by terror when he was alone in the swimming pool. I tried it. I swam the length of up and down. Tiny vestiges of the old terror would return. Vestiges means traces, signs. Douglas wanted to check whether he would be able to swim in the pool alone without being affected by that terror of water or not. He did that. He tried. And I swam the length up and down. He swam across the swimming pool. The tiny vestiges of old terror would return. Yes, the tiny vestiges, small traces of the old terror returned. But now I could frown and say to that terror, since William Douglas had learned swimming and he had developed some kind of confidence in him, so he was in a position to tell the terror, trying to scare me, well, here is to do. Look, and off I'd go for another length of the pool. When he felt the terror while swimming, he challenged the terror. He told terror if it was trying to scare him, and then he would again swim. Then again he would again go for another length of the pool. He would again swim the length of the pool. This went on till July. Till July he swam like that. But I was still not satisfied. Okay, he swam in the pool alone till the month of July. Still, he was not satisfied. Why? I was not sure that all the terror had left. He was not sure that all the terror had left. So I went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire. He was not satisfied that all the fear, all the terror had left him. So he went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at Trix Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamp-Act Island. Dived off. Dive means jump. Dived off a dock. Dock is an area at a port where ships arrive for loading and unloading. Actually, it is a platform, and Douglas dived off the dock, dived off from the platform into the lake at Trix Island. In the lake there was an island called Trix Island. He dived off a dock at Trix Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamp-Packed Island. In the lake there was an island called Stamp-Packed Island. There were 2 islands, Trix Island and Stamp-Packed Island, at a distance of 2 miles. So he dived off into the water at Trix Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to another island called Stamp-Packed Island. I swam the crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and back stroke. He swam all in all the styles of swimming, like crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and back stroke. He swam in all the styles. Only once did the terror return. When I was in the middle of the lake, I put my face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. Only once he felt the terror when he put his face under water. When he was in the middle of the lake, he put his face under water and he felt the terror. The old sensation, I put my face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. Douglas put his face under water, and what he saw that there was only water, unlimited water. Bottomless water means unlimited water. He saw unlimited water, and the old sensation returned in miniature. The old fear of water returned in a small amount, in miniature, in a small amount. I laughed and said, "Well, Mr. Terror." By this time, Douglas had got a lot of confidence. He laughed, he ridiculed the terror and said, "Well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me?" He asked terror. He addressed his fear as something, as it was a person. Terror is personified here. He addressed terror and told him and asked him, "What do you think you can do to me?" It means that you cannot harm me. You cannot do any harm to me. It fled and I swam on. When Douglas felt a sensation of fear when his face was under water, he laughed, he ridiculed terror and told him that it could not do any harm to him. Then the fear fled, ran away, and I swam on it, and Douglas continued his swimming. Okay, so Douglas swam in the swimming pool alone, but he was not satisfied, so he wanted to see if he would feel terror. If he wanted to be sure that all the terror had left him. So he went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire. He dived off from a dock into the lake and swam 2 miles across the lake to an island called Stamp-Packed Island. In the middle of his journey, only once did the terror appeared, and he ridiculed and laughed at the terror and told him that it no longer harmed him. Then the terror fled and Douglas continued his swimming. Yet I had residual doubts. Residual means remaining, leftover. Yet I had residual doubts. Yet even after swimming successfully in Lake Wentworth, Douglas still had some remaining doubts. At my first opportunity, I hurried west. In order to remove his doubts, he hurried west. Hurried means moved fast. He went westward, went up the Titon to Conrad Meadows, up the Conrad Creek trail to meet Glacier, and camped in the high meadow by the side of the warm lake. These are names of several places. You do not have to remember all these names. Just remember that he still felt that he had some remaining doubts about his swimming ability. So he went westward and at last reached Warm Lake. He camped by the side of the. He camped in the high meadow. Camped means he put up his tent by the side of the. He put up his tent in the high meadow by the side of the warm lake. The next morning I stripped. Stripped means took his clothes off. Here it means that he changed his clothes and wore swimming costumes. He wore swimming costumes the next morning, dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore and back. He changed his clothes, swam and wore swimming costumes and dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore. He swam across the lake and reached the other shore and back, and then he came back. He swam across the lake and came back just as Doug Corpron used to do. Doug Corpron was a famous swimmer. He used to do the same way. He used to swim across the lake, across the warm lake, and then come back. It was a great achievement. That is why Douglas has compared this achievement with that of Doug Corpron. Then he shouted, I shouted with joy. Then he shouted with joy. And Gilbert Peak returned the echo. Echo, you know, this is, echo means reflection or repetition of the sound. Gilbert Peak returned the echo. Nearby there was mountain peak called Gilbert Peak. It returned the echo. Douglas was able to hear his own sound. He shouted with joy. He heard his own sound coming back from the Gilbert Peak. It was the echo of his own sound. I had conquered my fear of water. That way, he had conquered his fear of water. Then, at last, when he was able to swim across the lake at warm lake, and when he came back, then he was sure about his swimming ability. He shouted with joy, and Gilbert Peak returned the echo. Then he knew that he had overcome his fear of water. The experience had a deep meaning for me. This experience had a very deep meaning for William Douglas. As only those who have known stark terror and conquered it can appreciate. Appreciate means understand. William Douglas says that only those who have known stark terror, the terror as felt by William Douglas in the swimming pool, stark terror. You remember that once he felt stark terror while underwater. So William Douglas says only those who have felt stark terror, complete terror, and conquered it, those who have felt that kind of terror and overcome it, can appreciate. Only those can understand this meaning. In death there is peace. What the deep meaning Douglas understood. In death there is peace. He understood that in death there is peace. There is no problem in death. There is peace in death. There is terror only in the fear of death. There is only terror in the fear of death. In death, there is peace. There is no problem with that. All the problem is with the fear of death. That there is terror only in the fear of death. There is fear only in the fear of death. When a person is fearful that he is going to die, he is too much afraid. There is terror only in this fear of that he will die. As Roosevelt knew when he said, "All we have to fear is fear itself." The writer quotes Roosevelt when he said, "All we have to fear is fear itself." Roosevelt had said that all we have to fear is fear itself. हमको अगर किसी चीज़ से डरना है तो वो डर ही है, हमको डर से डरना चाहिए. This is what Roosevelt said. We have to fear, all we have to fear is fear itself. We should fear only fear. Because I had experienced both the sensation of dying. Because I had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of it can produce. The will to live somehow grew in intensity. The will to live somehow grew in intensity. Intense means strong. Intensity means that state of being strong. His will, the will to live somehow grew in intensity. The will to live. The writer's desire to live his life somehow grew in intensity. It became stronger. His will to live, his desire to live became stronger. It became more intense. And how it became more intense? Because I had experienced both the sensation of dying. The writer is saying that he had experienced two things. Number one, the sensation of dying. Sensation means feeling in the body. He had felt the sensation of dying. And second thing that he experienced is the terror that fear of it can produce. He had experienced two things. Number one, he had experienced the sensation of dying. And second thing, he had felt the terror that such fear can produce. The terror that fear of it, that the fear of dying can produce, that the fear of death can produce. So because of these two experiences, Douglas, the desire in Douglas, the will in Douglas to live, the will to live increased. It became more stronger. The will to live became more stronger. Let me tell you this in Hindi, because I had experienced. क्योंकि डगलस ने मौत को बहुत करीब से महसूस किया था, और उसने यह भी महसूस किया था द टेरर दैट फियर ऑफ इट कैन प्रोड्यूस. जो मौत के डर से जो टेरर पैदा होता है, मौत के डर से जो डर पैदा होता है, उसको भी उसने एक्सपीरियंस किया था. राइटर ने दो चीज़ महसूस की. एक चीज़ सेंसेशन ऑफ डाइंग की फीलिंग, डाइंग का सेंसेशन, और जो मौत के डर से जो डर पैदा होता है उसका भी उसको भी एक्सपीरियंस किया था. इसलिए उसके अंदर ज़िंदा रहने की ख्वाहिश और तेज़ हो गई. एट लास्ट आई फेल्ट रिलीज्ड, फ्री टू वॉक द ट्रेल्स and climb the peaks and to brush aside fear. At last, I felt released. Release means free. The writer became free. He felt that he was free. Free from fear. At last he became free from fear, and he was free to walk the trails. Trails means rough paths, like the paths in the jungle or on the hill areas. He was free to walk the trails, to walk on the rough paths and climb the peaks. He was also free to climb the peaks of mountains and to brush aside fear. And he was free to set aside his fear. So dear student, this story is all about the experience of Douglas in the swimming pool and the fear that he felt, that he developed as a result of that, and how he conquered that fear of water. Okay, my dear students, now we will do two short answer type questions, then we will take up some long answer type questions. The first question is, why did Douglas go to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire? Why did Douglas go to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire? So you remember that after swimming alone in the swimming pool, he went to Lake Wentworth. Okay. So you will answer the question like this, that Douglas swam alone in the swimming pool. You have to answer like this, that the instructor made Douglas a good swimmer, and then he swam alone in the swimming pool. But still, he was not satisfied. He wanted to be sure that all the terror had left him. Therefore, he decided to go to Lake Wentworth. He swam in the lake, and only once he felt terror, when he was in the middle of the lake. But finally he overcame that fear. Okay, and the second question is, what deep meaning did his experience at the YMCA swimming pool have for Douglas? This is about the deep meaning that Douglas understood by the experience of his swimming pool, at the swimming pool. So the deep meaning, what deep meaning did his experience at the his experience at the swimming pool had a deep meaning for Douglas. What was the deep meaning? In death there is no, in death there is peace only, and there is fear only in the fear of death. There is terror only in the fear of death. Therefore, we should fear only the fear of death. We should fear only, all we have to fear is the fear of death. Okay, this is the deep meaning that Douglas understood. Okay, now we will take up some long answer type questions. From the textbook, there is a question, how did Douglas overcome his fear of water? In an answer to this question, you have to narrate in short the relevant portion of the story. How did Douglas overcome his fear of water? You have to start from saying that Douglas had a haunting fear of water due to his horrific experience at the swimming pool. Then once he decided to learn to swim, and he got an instructor for that. Then you narrate the story up to the point when he went to Lake Wentworth and Warm Lake, and ultimately he overcame his fear of water, and he shouted with joy. Okay, up to here, no need to repeat that. The second question is, describe the efforts made by Douglas to save himself from drowning in the YMCA swimming pool. Describe the efforts made by Douglas to save himself from drowning in the YMCA swimming pool. So this is also in the same way, you have to narrate the story of when he was pushed into the water. From there, when he was pushed into the water, and how he struggled in water, and how he tried to save himself till he became unconscious. Okay. And the third question is, this is a value-based question. Fear is something that we must learn to overcome if we want to succeed in life. How did Douglas got over his fear of water? Fear is something that we must overcome to succeed in life. How did Douglas overcome his fear of water? So, as an answer to this question, you must first narrate how Douglas developed his fear of water. and how he overcame it in short. Then you have to say that with his sheer willpower and determination, Douglas was able to overcome his fear of water. When he overcame his fear of water, he felt free to walk the trails and climb the mountain peaks. He achieved many successes in his life after overcoming his fear of water. So then you have to give some arguments in favor of this statement. Fear is something that we must learn to overcome if we want to succeed in life. So, like Douglas, if we want to succeed in life, we must overcome our fear. A fearful person can never achieve anything. It is said that luck favors the brave. Only the brave and courageous people can do big and wonderful things in life, and they can achieve success. So, in order to achieve success, one should shed his fear. Only then he can move ahead in life and achieve and make his life successful. Something like that you have to tell in your answer. Okay. So, I think today's class is over now, and I will send you some homework. It is very important to do that. I will send you some extract based questions, and if you have understood the story well, you will be able to answer that, and some other questions. And in the next session we will start the poem An Elementary School Classroom in Assam by Stephen Spender. Okay, till then, goodbye. Thank you.